Hi, I'm Stacy. I do a Chargers football podcast with my co-host and friend Kyle D. We talk football and have fun with each other and the viewers. I go on X Live after winning, interact, and have fun with Charger fans. And I know I could have a potty mouth at times when we talk in sports, but it's all in love and respect and just having some fun with the football season. There's a time when you should have fun, and there's a time to take some matters seriously. It's time to have one of those serious conversations. I have people that I talk to on a daily basis about life, politics, and a whole host of other things. We know election time is here and the temperature has risen. Tempers are flaring because everyone wants to make the point about their ideology is the right way. We never seem to be able to have an honest conversation where we're civil to each other and respect each other. Everyone is arguing over whose party we should align with. I've seen these kind of conversations ruin friendships, marriages, if you could believe that too. And I have family members that's upset and won't talk to each other because of their political views without a lot of tension and things just going left. In this segment, I'm going to share with you my thoughts and see if we can have an open, honest, and uncomfortable conversation. It's been on my heart to do this at this time and at this moment because I think it's something we need and we can learn from. We all, like it or not, are in this together. I want to challenge you today. Don't think about your party affiliation. Don't think about the person you're voting for. And don't be so quick to have an emotional response or get upset if you hear something you don't agree with. I challenge you to listen to this 10-minute message until the end. And I'm confident it will leave us all with something positive to think about, and we can be better and do better because of it. Let's listen. Hello, I'm Stacy. Before I get into this conversation, I'm going to dare you to listen to this from the beginning to the end. I promise you, I won't take up too much of your time. I also promise if you stay here, the time will be well spent. This is not a Q&A segment. This is not me trying to tell anyone what to do, how to live their life. I just feel like I have some important information that I want to share that can be helpful to all of us because I care about our world and I know you do too. There are three words you're going to hear me say throughout this message, and those words are together, respect, and love. I just want to sprinkle some positive things into the atmosphere. And if you're here for some positive talk, you're at the right place. If you're here for anything negative or want to debate, you're probably at the wrong place. And that's another podcast for another day. But for now, I'm asking you to try to have an open mind to what I'm about to say. I promise you, it's all love and positivity and trying to find solutions. There are so many things that's dividing us. And if it keeps going that way, we all going to lose. I know the election is here, and anytime you have a presidential election, it's an important time for the country. Whomever you vote for ain't none of my business. It's yours. But I do hope that everyone exercises their right and their duty to do so. Myself and Cal do this podcast covering sports, in particular the Los Angeles Chargers. But today I'm here to share what I'm feeling and hope that I can touch your hearts with this message because I want to see a world where we can all get along with each other and start showing a little more love and positivity towards each other. I worked hard all my adult life and I had a long career in law enforcement. And I worked with people from all walks of life, all different religions and all different cultures. I traveled throughout the tri state area as a public speaker the last 15 years of my career, talking to people from all walks of life about the consequences behind your choices and decisions. So, although I don't talk about it much about the political stuff and all, I'm fully aware of what's going on in the world around me. My dad, who was a retired minister, taught us that we are all God's children. And we are always better off when we go out the way to help someone that need it, or if someone is heading down the wrong path, you grab a chair and sit that individual down and share something positive that can get that person back on the right track. And more importantly, he wanted you to have a personal relationship with God. And his thinking was if that can happen, God will shine in your life. Your love for the creator will allow you to be the person that will be conscious about trying to do what's right and treat people the way you want to be treated. What person don't want to be treated with love, kind, and respect? We all do, right? For the ones who voted early, congratulations to you. And for those who are voting on election day, congratulations to you also. Whichever way the decision goes, I'm counting on all of us to find the humility within yourself that if everything is done the right way from a legal aspect, for you to be peaceful and accept the decision. And let's start trying to move forward in a way so that we all can start the healing process. We've seen enough bitterness and divisiveness. And I know if you feel the way I do, I'm tired of it. Hell, I know you're tired of it. It wears you down. It's time for somebody that care about the future to say it. And I encourage all of us to see each other as neighbors and as human beings, no matter what our backgrounds are or what beliefs you have. We all want to be safe, and we all want to feel safe in our homes, in our communities, and our schools, and our neighborhoods. We all deserve to live in a country where we can be proud of. We need to learn to listen to each other and respect each other, even when we don't agree. Because when you continue to communicate and listen to each other with respect in its proper order, we begin to understand each other a little bit more. Then maybe we can care about each other just a little bit more. Maybe we can love each other just a little bit more. And maybe, just maybe, we could make the years in front of us a whole lot better than the years behind us. It's really not that hard to show some kindness and respect to each other. And when we start practicing that, we can make the communities we live in stronger and have better relationships so that everyone has a place in it and should have a duty to be better and do better and to help make this country and our communities that we all have to live in a safer place. If you're honest with yourself, you know that we all, to a degree, is afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of the unknown. What's the unknown? If we're being honest with each other, we don't know what this country is going to look like next week, next month, or next year. But if it's going to be a safe place for all of us, it's not going to be because of the president. It's not going to be because of Congress. It's going to be because of us. We got to be good and kind to each other more. A lot of people I talk to are stressed and pulling their hair out, trying to figure out how things can get better. I think I have an idea of how. All of us have to live on this earth together, right? My goodness, we make things so hard when it don't have to be. Here's how you begin to fix it. It's simple. We agree that we need Congress for certain things that are necessities for this country, such as funding monies to repair our roads and bridges, to fund our police and our school systems. But when it comes to us surviving and living together, it's simple. You don't need a PhD to treat people like humans. You don't need a PhD to respect each other. You don't need a PhD to be kind to people in your neighborhood and communities. No one in Congress can help with this. You want to know where to start fixing this issue? Wherever you are, go find a mirror. Look into it. The reflection you see is the one you have to start with. Today and every day moving forward, what can I do to be the best version of myself? What can I do? What role can we play to make the society that we have to live in better and safer? See, Congress can legislate a lot of laws, but they can't legislate morality. Congress can't legislate having a good heart. Congress can't legislate being kind and respectful to yourself and to others. No matter what you look like, what religion you practice, no matter what or who you support, it starts with us. It starts with all of us. Yeah, I'm talking to doctors, teachers, police officers, lawyers, judges, everyday people that's on their grind, that live within our communities. It's all on us to fix this. Do we have problems in this country? Hell yes. Do we have a border problem? Well, to be honest, since we knew we had a border, it's been a problem for every administration. And yes, it's gotten a whole lot worse. Do we need to find solutions to fix it? Hell yes, we do. If Congress wants to work on something they can do right now to give relief to working people, let's start here. It's a problem when a mother goes to the grocery store with her last $100 to buy food to feed her family and only end up with 4 or 5 items because things are too damn expensive. It's a problem when you go to finance a car or a house and the interest rates are so high you're paying twice for it. That's just a couple of things, but as you know, it's a whole host of other things and just not enough time to mention them all. But you get my drift. We can agree all those things are a problem and needs to be fixed. But we're not going to fix anything until we admit that it starts with us and that all of us need to do some soul searching and admit we are part of the problem. Stop fighting each other. Stop hating each other. And stop treating people according to what they look like or what area code they belong to. And start saying, I want to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. I don't know everything and never claim to. But here's one thing that I do know. It don't matter who you are or where you from for this to work. I know we got to live together. We got to go to restaurants together. We got to sit down and eat together and talk and be civil to each other. See, Congress can't teach that. You got to do it yourself. It ain't hard to do what is right by people. It's a choice that we all have, but we got to do it or deal with the consequences of a world that's fading very fast. Here's pictures of my grandkids that I adore. Hassan, Ava, and Cassius. They mean the absolute world to me. I want them to have a decent childhood. I want them to have fun and have friends and create just as many memories as their pop did when I was coming up as a child. I do this football podcast twice a week. When I look across at my co-host on the podcast, I see a white man first. Stay with me. Once a person says to me, I don't see color, you already lost me. Because if you ain't colorblind, damn it, you see color. But when I look beyond Kyle's color, I see a good man, a family man, a man that loves his daughter and genuinely care about people. I see a good man with great character and respect and funny as hell and love life. When Kyle looks at me, I like to believe he sees a black man first. Hear me now. But beyond that, he sees me as a man that loves his family and his children and his grandchildren. He sees a man that wants everybody to have the opportunity to live a decent life as long as that's what they choose and what they want. If me and Kyle didn't have respect for each other, if we didn't care about each other, if we couldn't look beyond what we see, we could never be sitting apart from each other, laughing and talking, sharing family stories and how we grew up while on this journey called life. We don't do this for business. Obviously, it costs money for equipment and programs and microphones to have a podcast, right? But for now, it's a sacrifice. And we're just two guys doing what we enjoy. I live in New Jersey and Kyle lives in California. So we in two different time zones. We start recording at 9 a.m. my time on the East Coast, and Kyle is up recording at the same time, but earlier on the West Coast at 6 o'clock a.m. That's a lot of sacrificing, but it's a decision we made to do to share our thoughts on the football team we represent. We don't just do the podcast and it stops there. It's times that me and Kyle talked about life for hours on the phone and never once mentioned football. Because although we come from different backgrounds and different cultures, I was curious and ready to explore the fact that we crossed paths for a reason. And I believe that it was more to be than just talking about a football podcast. I got to learn a lot about him. He got to learn a lot about me, and it had nothing to do with football. But I care about this dude. I love this dude because of everything he represents as a family man. He has a good heart, and not one time has he ever made me feel uncomfortable in our conversations. And I like to believe I've never made him uncomfortable with things we discuss. Well, maybe a little bit in the beginning. I've been told I could be a little rough around the edges sometimes, but I think that was all a part of the process and lessons that comes when two people from two different worlds understanding each other and respecting the fact that some things we just going to view different. He has always gave me respect and I returned that respect to him. And as long as that's in place, we can have disagreements and not see eye to eye on a lot of things, but we have mutual respect for each other. And even though we live about 5.5 to 6 hours apart from each other, my respect for him, my relationship with him, and my understanding of him with regards to him sharing certain parts of his life to me as well makes me feel as if he lives right next door to me. So I'm ending this by saying, I'm calling on all of us to do better and be better, to make this a better and safer place to live for all of us and all of our families in this society. And if you listen to this message from the beginning to the end, know that I thank you. I appreciate you, and let's start living instead of just existing. And I challenge you to call someone today, tomorrow, or whenever you feel the time is right. It could be a friend, a family member, or just an associate or a coworker, and have an honest and uncomfortable conversation with each other. Keep respect and order and watch things start to change. Well, be well, be kind. And if you want to get away from all the craziness going on sometime, and you don't mind a little football talk, or you're willing to just help our community grow, It won't cost you anything to click on that subscribe button to follow us and join our community. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.